everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for this behind the scenes video. Now, I've had the footage of this video for quite some time and I finally get to show it to you. Today I'm going to make some little embeds. I'm going to be making some mango pieces and some mandarins. Now, these embeds were initially meant to go on that very naughty soap that I did quite some time ago. I'll leave links up in the corner so you can see that one. But if you have watched that video, you know I was so upset with this soap that I actually didn't use the embeds. Well, I then started looking for fragrance oils where I could start using these embeds, and I came across one called Mandarin and Mimosa, and I thought that this was the perfect one to be using those little Mandarin embeds on. So today I'm going to take you along and show you how I make those embeds, and then the next video, either tomorrow or in a couple of days, will be the making of the soap where I use these embeds. So let's go and see how I make these little embeds using some soap dough. Let's go. The first embed I'm going to show you that I'm making are these little mandarins, but they could also be oranges or tangelos, clementines, whatever you want them to be. I have got some orange soap dough here, and I am going to start by cutting off some pieces that weigh about 5 grams each. I need another 5 of these little mandarin pieces for the next soap, so I'll get this one all cut and weighed out. Alright, so I've got my 5 pieces that I need. I'm just going to make sure that my soap dough is now all wrapped up nice and tight so it doesn't dry out. The little mandarins are really easy to make. I'm just going to mush that all together so it becomes nice and smooth. And mandarins are usually, they are round in shape, but I usually find that they're quite squat and probably a little bit ovalish if you look down on top of them. So I'm just going to roll that round in my hands there till I get that sort of ovally squat sort of shape for my little mandarin. And then what I'm going to do is I've got this little tool here that's got a pokey end, and I'm basically just going to jab it all over to put these little dots on here. Usually when you look at the skins of citrus fruits, there are lots of tiny little marks on them, and that is what I'm trying to replicate. Now when you do them like this, they do look pretty false, so what I now tend to do now I've got that is just give that another really gentle roll between my hands, gentle enough that I'm not distorting the shape that I've got, but just enough that it actually starts to smooth out some of those holes and makes them just look like little dimples in the surface of my mandarin. So, whoop. So you can see they are starting to actually disappear, but they are still there, giving it just enough sort of extra texture and definition. So I'm going to do the same with all of these remaining 4 pieces, roll them up into their little shape, stab them all over with my little tool to make lots of little dots, and then just roll them back out to smooth out that definition. Okay, so I have got all my little mandarin pieces all done up, or the last 5 that I need. Next thing I'm going to do is I have some of this little green soap dough. Now if you're looking for something to do for maybe Halloween, if you use the same sort of technique but put lines around them and use some brown soap dough, you can actually make some little pumpkins instead. But we're going to go for green so we get more of the orange or mandarin sort of look here. And all I'm doing is I'm rolling this piece of green out. I'm not going to need all this. I want a nice thin piece of green soap dough. Alright, I have got my soap dough rolled out. Now I usually find it easier to do these sort of things on my hand, otherwise it sticks all over my my cutting mat. I'm just going to take my little craft knife here, going to cut a piece off the end of this. I have got a tub or a little pot with some distilled water in. Just going to dip the end of my tool. Any tool that's got a pointy end will work. I'm going to pop a hole in there, pick up the piece I've just dropped, and put that inside. Now by dipping it into that water first, it creates like, it wets the soap, creating almost like a little glue, which will help that actually stick inside our little mandarin piece. So again, I'm just going to grab my little tool, poke it in the top. We'll cut a piece of this green off and then just stick that, oh, need it just a little bit thinner to go in that hole, stick it into the hole, and there it is again. So when we come time to actually making the soap, I will be using a little bit of this green in the soap as well, and I will save a bit back, and we will pipe some tiny little leaves onto the tops of these as well, which will really bring them to life. So I'll just get these last couple done, and then I'll show you how I am making these, which are the little mango slices. The mango pieces are really easy to do. All I'm going to do here is cut myself off some soap dough here to the weight of about 3 grams, because I want to make sure that these actually stay within the lines on my mold. I don't want them being cut, and I've worked out this is sort of the perfect weight for them. Right, so now that I've got all of these pieces weighed out, this is very, very simple. All I'm going to do is roll it up into a bit of an oval shaped ball. So that's about the sort of size I want it to be. I have got myself a rolling pin. This is just one of the Wilton sort of fondant rolling pins, and I'm just going to very gently push it down onto the rolling pin. I don't want it so tough that I can't peel this off neatly, but what I'm trying to aim for is to give my little mango piece that sort of curve. When you get mangoes, you kind of you slice the cheek off, or that's what they call it. You slice the cheek off, and then you put these little cut lines on it. I've just got a palette knife here, and basically you cut through your mango, usually on a bit of a diagonal. You just put lots of little cuts one way, and then you come the other way, and then you kind of get behind the peel and you push it outwards, and you end up with all of that really nice fruity flesh, really easy to eat. So I was just trying to really capture that sort of image of what a mango would look like. So I'm going to get these other 4 pieces rolled up into the little oval shaped balls, and then I'm going to shape them into the mango pieces. Alright, so our little embeds are now all ready to go onto the soap. So we've got that really cute little mandarin and the piece of mango flesh there as well. I hope you've enjoyed watching how I made my little soapy embeds. Don't forget to watch out for this weekend's video, and you'll see what they go onto. So until that one comes out, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye!